Shimmering galaxies of star fire flowers wash the mystical body of God, passing through the chakras of the community of life. These essential ingredients, diamond points of starry bodies, are the swirling light of fire and foam, and the intensity of God's call to the children of mercy to come home. Therefore, mercy is extended from the eternal throne as the great archer with his bow leans toward earth and myriad evolutions, inclining the compassionate ear of the Eternal Mother to circumstance of karma, and perceiving the need of mercy, there flows flower of forgiveness, and the eternal bower of light is attentive to the call of the bird. Blessed hearts, I am KUAN YIN, representing the karmic board to you for the inner retreat to the heart of mercy. I come with my eye upon the sparrow of the Chila and upon the world order and the penetration of that order by the sacred fire. This is a moment of indispensable freedom. It is an hour when, without freedom, as alchemy of the heart, there is no power that can save the evolutions of any planetary home, for it is the hour of the seventh dispensation, and none can enter into this spiral without this balm of Gilead, without this mercy flame, without that very intense momentum of transmutation. Not only is change desirous, it is absolutely necessary. It is a mandate of the law of thy being. Resist change and find that thou shalt not have the flow required to enter the new birth that comes by the law of forgiveness. Shun the law, affirm no sin, when all around is sin, and discover that the Lord who is in his heaven will not lean down and touch the burdened heart of earth. Thus those who in their pride say, I have sinned not, effectively remove themselves from the dispensation of cosmic love, while those who continually repeat, I have sinned, I am a sinner, also deprive themselves of the effective working of this law. At the point of the center of God's self-awareness, in the very center of reality, there is the awareness of sinlessness in the divine sense, and of forgiveness for all that is unreal in the divine sense. There is the point of accountability. There is the point of responsibility. There is the reaching for dominion. There is the caring and the sharing with all life. And there I am, I am the mediator of dispensations of mercy to earth and her evolutions. I am the one sent to deliver from the great karmic board extensions in time and space, new opportunity from the causal body of beloved Portia. I bring a rod of truth. I bring a fiery heart of love. I bring all of the greatness externalized of God in those who serve with me. And I bring the consensus of the word well done unto some and unto others. I say, come up higher, for you have not yet entered into the fullness of that which God has placed in your heart. Well done, come up higher. Mandates for the road ahead. Let us realize then that as I have always been and ever shall be a messenger of mercy, even so the message of mercy changeth. Whereas to some it is extension, to others it is the drawing of the line, finis. This also is mercy for those who, weary on the road of life, reach that point where they no longer desire to enter into the very struggle that achieves a victory, even that struggle without the sense of struggle which is known in our parlance as the eternal striving, the tensing of the muscles of the mind, the sinews of body temple, the determination to be that excellence in the exercise of free will. For those who weary in this striving, mercy then is perceived as oblivion, and they also pursue oblivion. Unfortunately, this pursuit and this state of consciousness that belongs chiefly to the fallen ones has been transferred through several momentums of darkness upon planet Earth to the children of the light, and escape from Maya has taken itself into the realms of intoxication and addiction, whether to drugs or forms of food, or to the perpetual beat of the underworld through the rock music. All of these are for the silencing of the soul that is real. Therefore, that pursuit of oblivion, of a state of non-caring, of a state of non-awareness of life, is placed as a blanket across this land. As you have journeyed and as you have judged the state of consciousness of compatriots you have seen, you realize that the very pressure itself of world karma causes many to take this path of obliviousness to the very challenge at hand, to the very danger at hand, to the very need to excel and to overcome. Therefore, I am the one sent in this hour and for the fall quarter of Summit University this very year. I come then that everyone's heart might abound in fiery love, and the fire might be even the fury of God, even the white fire core of the central sun, also translated as compassionate judgment and severing of unreality. I therefore appear in ministration unto all who have adapted modes of rigidity, mechanization, systemation, automation, as another form of escape from the fiery creativity that is the essential beingness of freedom. the freedom to create, the originality of the soul, the daring to push forward and to grasp a torch and run with it, even when the fullness of the goal is not perceived, the trusting in the universal creativity of God, the realization that each passing scene and each passing flow through the heart will renew orbs of creativity and reveal the inner sphere, and then another inner sphere, and then the inner seed of light. Trust that the unknown is a backdrop for the known. Fearlessness to step out into spacelessness and timelessness, and to carve a geography that will be the adaptation of the soul to new paths, new mountains, and crystal streams. I am KUAN YIN. I enter the poetry of your own soul to free you from the burden of the denial of God Himself. I enter into the romance of far-off worlds, where the fiery dance of the Holy Spirit is even the dance of creative love, whereby the whole manifest creation does appear in the twinkling of an eye. I come to take you where the sylphs play, in the sky. I come to take you in the billowing of undines and the swirling rainbow fires of salamanders. I take you to the heart of the mountain and to the heart of our retreat at the Royal Teton. I take you where your vision might be complete, and therefore a new entering in to spherical reality must proceed, transition into new age, new consciousness, new Jerusalem, new paths to conquer. I shatter the old form. Useless is it. Enter the newness of the celestial body. Take now the deathless solar body of thy life. Wear it. It is not to be set aside for a future day. Do not leave it somewhere hidden beyond this level or plane. Realize that light is for wearing, and joy is for sharing, and the Christ in you is ready to appear. Realize that all that has been may pass into the flame if you will it, if you dare to be who you really are in the eye of God. If you have the courage to leave the moorings of past history and only retain certain golden footprints that are markers of virtue and holding the line of courage and of freedom. Remember the days of oneness in celestial heights. Remember angelic friends. Remember those who toil on earth. Remember elemental life burdened by the mortal cursings, still going forth in satanic rite and the mouthings of fallen ones. Remember there are some of light who have taken a path that is not right, some who have gone astray, some who are captivated by Maya and illusion, thinking that they may dance a while with it, not realizing that it is not the rhythm of Shiva, and that very rhythm itself enters into other worlds, unreal states of mind that cannot, however long pursued, lead to the fount of Eden. The bowers of the tree of life hang heavy with the fruit, waiting the initiatic rite of Maitreya. The cosmic Christ would pluck the fruit of the tree of life and give it unto you, that you might live forever, not as an adornment to the flesh, but as the adornment of the Spirit. Cometh Maitreya as the sign of new decades appearing. Cometh Maitreya into your midst for the restoration of the heart of Eden and a paradise from the causal body of each one that can be yours here and now. Thus what dispensation do I bring, as I am always the harbinger of mercy's fire? It is the sweet and soft word of the karmic board that, as a mother says, hush, be still. For the call you have sent has entered even the great silence of God, even the great plain of the Buddhas. And thus there is a response out of the great silence that comes as a secret ray manifestation, penetrating at levels and angles of consciousness into the entire unconscious of the planetary body. The insertion of lines of force, primordial energy, sacred fire of Alpha and Omega is for the turning of worlds, is indeed for a staying action, is indeed for the wrapping up of certain momentums threatening of world cataclysm. Hush, for in the stillness one can hear the great pause in the heartbeat. There between the sine wave, there between the rhythm of life is a point that can only be found by the very consonance of the word of your own fiery heart. Hush, for in the quivering of the bow of the archer there is an arrow sent. It is the return of the call of the woman and her seed worldwide. The hush is the waiting of angelic bands as they know what is in store when all of these fiats as mighty eagles return to the very point of release and deliver there a thrust of fire, there to consume, now to liberate, then again to infire. All of heaven waits. For what? It is for the reaction of the entire world body to the explosion of light going forth from this fount through many avenues of release. What will be the answer to the question of God? What will be the answer to the command of life? It is a moment when the sending of souls of mercy to God as prayer and the answer descending must yet produce its effect. We anticipate fallen ones to cry out in anger against the Lord and the Lord's servants. We anticipate children of the light, tears streaming down their faces to make their way to the giant maypole of the great white brotherhood, to catch the streamers of life and to follow them to their own God reality, with weeping, with rejoicing, with gratitude, and with hearts so filled with mercy as to serve in love and be in all love. Even the excitement of the Elohim's release. Thus, there will be a response to the call of light bearers, and the collective spiral of the call from the heart of Maitreya, even from the hour of the dispensation of the 10,000 times 10,000, multiplying every decree that has ever been given since that moment. This is the year of the decade for the mounting of the cumulative momentum of all dynamic decrees, even given in this dispensation and throughout this century. Thus we will see how the physical precipitation through the rosary to the Mother will result in Holy Spirit penetration of all levels, new levels, sub-levels of planes of living upon earth. Nowhere will there not be the manifestation of the Kela lily of Sanat Kumara. And the six-pointed lily of David himself is truly the manifestation of the sign of the descent of Emmanuel. Mercy's stone, as amethyst jewel, emits fuel for transmutation. Even physical gemstones continually emit coils of light from nuclei centers. These emanations are immediately qualified by the bearer, the wearer of the stone, and thus amplification of change by amethyst is also conditioned by the will to change within the heart of the individual. Take care then, when you have these fiery focuses of the rays of God, that you always realize, as your heart goes, so goes that emanation, and you have, therefore, multiplying factors for both light and darkness. And therefore that magnification of what is the aura becomes sendings to far-off worlds, where readings are taken, and collective readings of the consciousness of the planetary body. The chakras themselves emit jewel fire, and thus the collective reading of a planetary home, as you would say, the temperature may be taken at any hour, and the dispensations of the karmic board are so predetermined by the will of the evolutionary chain. Now hear this. It is judged by the 24 elders and transmitted to you by the karmic board through my heart flame, that on this planetary body sufficient numbers of chelas of the ascended masters with considerable momentum of light in embodiment make it possible for the will of the light bearers collectively, the auras of light bearers collectively, to override even the majority of the mass consciousness with its will to self-destruction and death. Thus the death wish manifest in increasing murder, abortion, euthanasia, the right to suicide, the dwelling on death as an experience in itself. All of this may be counteracted by the intensity of life drawn forth from your own mighty I Am presence. The majority of light upon earth, not in numbers, but in attainment will be the determining factor in our judgments for the remainder of this decade. Therefore, I adjure you, weary not, for your voice as your vibration, as the amount of light you pull down from your mighty I Am presence will count for millions in that which will come upon earth. This dispensation is far more than you may realize, far-reaching indeed, affecting labor unions, political strife, banking houses, business, small shopkeepers, farmers, the distribution of food, energy, the uses of water and oil and wheat. The very smallest areas of life, the healing arts, medicine, those who participate in the care of the sick in any form, the will and the manifest life of light bearers will be the vote that neutralizes the multiplication of death spirals upon earth. You will see, you will hear, you will remember my word. Think of any condition of injustice and know that by dispensation from the karmic board, your heart, your intent of justice can be the deciding weight of light to cancel out injustice. Hasten then to know what are the conditions of the nations of the earth. Hasten to study current events, geography, the nature of world leaders, and what is their mischief-making with the people's light. Offer the call, stand for life, and watch how the entire culture of drugs, alcohol, nicotine, dead foods, etc., may be diminished because for every action of life will be withdrawn momentums of death. This is the year and the hour when by the fiery ascension flame of Serapis Bey in the heart of the Mother, we will use the light of solstice and of the stars washing the mystical body of God to fulfill the mandate of Moses that you choose life and not death. Life at every hand beckons. Life is real, but death would steal from all that which is truth, that which is the true path. Consider then the cumulative power of the dynamic decree, not only of decades, but of centuries of striving. Consider what can be unto you, and approach creatively our dispensation. We bring it early in this conference, that you might act upon it in your invocations as a concerted momentum of life is sent forth to planet Earth. Everywhere there is evidence of disintegration, decay, and increasing manifestations of disease. Blessed hearts, this rot from the astral plane spilling into the physical threatens the very souls of light bearers. Therefore, count not the cost in the giving of the fervent fire that will consume it, will once again purify, even sterilize those lethal energies and toxins of the earth. How else will we neutralize entire pollutions of bodies of water? How else will we deal with the effective transformation of a world to make it again habitable in its pristine purity for new souls, bristling and brimming with life. This is the mercy of God, stated according to the justice of cosmic law. It is not a setting aside. It is not a grant that has not been earned. It is based upon your externalization of your causal bodies. Measure for measure, God is just. The firm foundation of justice implements the silent hand of mercy. And by the action of truth, there will come upon earth, if you take up this calling, a new era of the awareness of truth, truth as the person of Christ, in every soul whom God has made. May you listen and read between the lines and discover your role in the implementation of dispensation. The action has been laid as foundation by your service. The dispensation is given, but it will not crystallize without the renewed confirmation of the renewed word that I bring. It is a proclamation of prophecy. Prophecy always must be confirmed by the individual Son of God. I am come that all might have life, and that more abundantly. I am come that all might have life, and that more abundantly. I am come that all might have life, and that more abundantly. In the fullness of joy, be all the life of God that thou art. Be the abundance, be the perfect love, be the perfect will of mercy, be wisdom's torch unto an evolution in darkness. Let darkness disappear by light. I will it so. I am the action of the sacred fire. I touch you. I roll back even the recalcitrant moments of dustiness. I roll back emanations of other years. I consume them, and out from the mist there appears the silhouetted mount, the open door. The royal Teton beckons thee. Welcome home, sons of God, come into our midst. For the lords of karma call you to conclave to celebrate God justice and God mercy as opportunity, extension, transmutation, and the fullness of life. Amen. Let us sing to KUAN YIN, number 190. All in attendance are welcome to come into the sanctuary.
Beloved KUAN YIN, we welcome you. Beloved Goddess of mercy, we wait thy coming. ancient time of Qin, a pagoda deep within. Jewels rare and shining there, he'll be chart in splendor fair. Lovely one of the sun, re-establish thine own. Lotus flower, hear this star, in each heart unfold thy power. Lift to God, spread abroad the magnificence of God. Wisdom flow, beauty grow, pastel radiance aglow. Chinese art, make us part of a culture land thou art. Souls arise to the skies as a jewel symbol high. The shimmering shine